I asked you earlier about whether the, quote, Orthodox who don't accept Vatican I are in the church, and you didn't answer. You said partially. My question is, are they inside or outside the church? And is it necessary to have... The church has defined that there's one faith in the church. Is the papacy an essential article of faith?
Okay, can I go?
Yeah. Is the papacy Go ahead.
Yes, the papacy is an essential article of faith, and whether the Orthodox are in the church, once again, we can deem any individuals that hold aspects of the faith. They hold partial aspects. They don't have. We would view the Orthodox as not having the fullness of the faith, since they don't hold to every single dogmatic teaching of the Catholic Church. And
okay, so they don't hold by the fact that.
Let me finish.
All right.
I got 2 minutes to respond. Let me finish. Well, I would say that the Orthodox simply, there's some aspects that they do not hold, but there's some aspects that they do hold. We can clearly see that the Orthodox are definitely not united in this point, as we can see in John Meyendorff's writing. There are some, indeed, that view that Peter does hold primacy in the church. In fact, a lot of them, I would say the ancient Orthodox teachings, that Peter definitely does have primacy in the church. There are some nowadays that would deny this teaching, and those that do deny this teaching are definitely missing a portion of the faith. In that sense, they do not have the fullness of the faith.
Okay, and Vatican I teaches that whoever deviates, whoever refuses to accept the Catholic teaching on the primacy of jurisdiction, papal infallibility, etc., which they do not accept, is a heretic and outside the church. He loses the faith, okay? And you cannot be in the church if you do not have the faith. So you admit it's an essential article of faith, but you believe that someone who denies an essential article of faith is in the church. So you believe that the papacy really is not an essential article of faith, because you believe that the Orthodox who deny it are still in the church. How can they be in the church, William, when they deny an essential article of faith?
Okay, once more, I think you're really misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not claiming that they hold to the fullness of the faith, nor am I claiming that every single one of them is within the church.
Are they schismatics?
They definitely are schismatics. There definitely are some individuals that do hold elements of the faith, and as such, I'm nobody to condemn them as heretics or to say that they're condemned to hell.
So schismatics can be saved?
Hold on, let me finish what I was attempting to say. Can schismatics be saved? Are you referring to the Orthodox?
You said they're schismatics. They are schismatics.
You're in this reference, you're referring to the Orthodox. Yes, absolutely. There are some Orthodox individuals that I am assuming, of course, can be saved. It would be logical to believe that every single Orthodox individual has no capacity of being saved.
Even though he rejects Catholic teaching?
Okay, once more, we'll go right back to the same issue.
It's a yes or no question, William. It's a yes or no question.
It isn't a yes or no question.
Yes, it is. For a Catholic, it is. Okay.
It isn't a yes or no question.
That's why Jesus says in Matthew 5.
I thought I was going to be given 2 minutes to respond, though, and you just speak it over and over and over. It isn't a yes or no question because, quite simply, I'll go right back to the point. An individual can be saved, or if they do not accept an article of faith, if they aren't aware that that article of faith is indeed the truth. If there is an Orthodox individual that understands that article, such as the papacy, the primacy of the infallibility of the Pope, primacy of Peter, if they understand it, and they understand that it is the truth, and they fully reject it, indeed they cannot be saved, and they are condemned to it.
Okay, do the people who meet with Benedict XVI, okay, like Bartholomew and these other, quote, patriarchs, who meet with Benedict XVI, they obviously know him, they obviously understand his position, they do not believe it. So they know it, they understand it, they don't believe it. Are they outside the church for schism, or are they inside the church?
An individual that understands, once more, such as Bartholomew, if an individual such as Bartholomew would understand the position, which, of course, logically, he does understand the position, and they would reject it, if he understands it fully, of course, he cannot be. But, once more, the load of individuals that you can quote from this may understand the Catholic position, but the key thing is they do not accept it as truth.
Well,
and whereas the key point is, if an individual understands that this is truth, which they, as we can clearly see in their writings, they do not understand that this is truth. If they understood it was truth and they would continue to be obstinate, as Titus 3:10 tells us, they would definitely be a heretic. It's a very simple point.
Okay, I'm going to respond for 2 minutes. So you admitted that someone like Bartholomew, who meets with anti-Pope Benedict XVI and knows his position, doesn't agree with it. He's a schismatic and outside the Church. Well, Benedict XVI doesn't believe that. That's the point, William. Benedict XVI, as I quoted earlier, joint declaration with the schismatic Patriarch Bartholomew, November 30th, 2006, calls him, says, our responsibility as pastors in the Church. Common declaration with, quote, Orthodox Chrysostomos II, 2007. We assure our faithful of our fervent prayers as pastors in the Church. So he not only says that those who know of the papacy and reject it are inside the Church. That's blatantly heretical. That proves that he denies Catholic teaching and Vatican I. But he says that they're pastors in the Church, meaning that they have jurisdiction. If you believe what Benedict XVI says, frankly, you have to be a complete idiot to want to be part of the Vatican II Church. You could just be Orthodox, because he believes that the Orthodox are in the Church and can be saved. He praises their churches all the time. And as I said, John Paul II approved the Balamon Agreement, which explicitly rejected converting these people. Okay, converting the, quote, Orthodox, he rejected it as outdated ecclesiology. It doesn't get any more heretical than that. They are therefore manifest heretics, and as St. Francis de Sales says in the Catholic Controversy, now when the Pope is explicitly a heretic, he falls ipso facto from his dignity and out of the Church. A manifest heretic cannot be Pope, and that's why Benedict XVI and John Paul II consistently teach that the Orthodox are not under excommunication. We have canceled the excommunications from the history of the Church. That's what they teach. And so that's about 2 minutes. Can I just take a 45-second time break?
Yeah, I need more water as well.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.